Explain Everything is an app that students can use in order to create projects, collaborate with each other, and it can even be used by teachers to collaborate with them. With Explain Everything, you have the option to create projects with students. They can invite friends to, look at their projects. You can enter a code and allow people to join another project. The projects can be shared on a variety of platforms. They can be uploaded to their own cloud that this service has. There's also, you can draw things on it. You can insert text. You can insert pictures, as I've done in my example. There's just a lot of possibilities with this. You can enter audio, and with this app, students can, they can use this instead of getting poster board or things like that. It even has a cloud service on this app, so that students don't have to worry about losing their data or things like that. And it can be used on phones, it can be used online, it can be used on just all kinds of things. And I just think this is just a really great tool, and it's really interesting. It's fun to play with. It's really user friendly. It does cost to use though, but they do give you a 30-day free trial. So I mean, it's like, if they get it done before then, well, cool, that works. Tool 2, Spending Tracker. The app called Spending allows a student to create a budget for themselves, which this can be used to discuss like world finances and social studies and how one country's financial situation can impact another. As you can see from the first picture, I have a list of my expenses from April. And then, as you can see in the middle picture, you can see how much I've spent per area. And it'll let you know, okay, you made this much money this month, you're in the hole this much, but then at the bottom it'll tell you, okay, you have this much extra right now. And this can be used to teach kids about zero-based budgets. It can be used for all kinds, but mainly it can teach them about how finances can impact a country and how it can impact society, such as our society, where we're so heavily reliant on credit. And then, over on the right side, I show how much percentage-wise each item has taken from my paycheck. Like, I had to buy a part for my car. And as you can see, as of now, that's taken up 38% of my income, while my school payment has taken up 45%. And you can also see this as a money side also as well in a little chart. The thing I like about this app is that it allows you make an account and you can back up your data and such. It's really user friendly to use. Like, all you gotta do is, in the middle picture, you'll see an expense button or income button. You just click those buttons and you can just enter your expense. You can create different categories. Like, I have one for clothes, I have one for insurance, I have a category for pets. I have one for a car, just any general car item I buy, usually just like parts or something, if I ever need parts. There's so many possibilities that can be done with this app. And it'll get kids thinking about money and how the actions they take with money can impact their financial economy and, eventually the world's.
Kahoot is a review game app where your teacher will set up the game. She can even make the questions. And then you go behind her and get on the Kahoot.com and type in the code that she will give you. And you can play review games virtually on, the questions are on the board, and then your answers are on your phone. And You type in your name, or you can be anonymous. It doesn't matter, depending on how your teacher wants to play it. And then it'll show the overall grade of which students got it right and which students got it wrong. And it's a great way for your teacher to figure out where every student is individually along with as a group. Even it can be fun as well as educational. The negative side to it, though, is your name will be on the board, but if the student doesn't have a phone, they also can't play. Or if the internet is lacking because you're on school Wi-Fi and the whole school's hooked up to it, it gets very slow and difficult sometimes to play it and to load it. So those are some downfalls, but the cons of it are that any student can play and can test their own abilities to the best of theirs. So it is a good way to get going.
Alright, so I'm going to be presenting Khan Academy. Khan Academy is an open source, free to public access, essentially a mini school online that covers a variety of subjects from math, science, social studies, reading, grammar skills. And the social studies aspect of Khan Academy is great. I've tested it out prior to presenting. It offers like a short, it works like a textbook essentially, where you have multiple sections that you read through, and at the end of each section you have a short quiz, and then like each chapter, each broad section of information, you have a test that just covers your general knowledge. Khan Academy can work as a standalone tool, but I believe it is best used as a tool to assist in classroom learning. For example, while a teacher is teaching over the early Renaissance period, for example, they could assign homework to students to read through the Renaissance chapters on Khan Academy and then take the short 10 to 15 question quizzes. This, I believe, is a perfect tool to assist in learning outside of the school, because Khan Academy follows the reward system of that the gamification oriented idea that is becoming more prevalent in online learning. It rewards you for completing each section, each chapter with badges and points, and which are essentially just customization abilities for your profile. And this leads to generating a further interest in learning with students. There are cons to this, obviously. Khan Academy is very easily duped, I guess you could say, where you're able to just Google the questions and have all the answers available to you on Quizlet. And it's also very easy to just sit down in one sitting and answer the entire section at once, the entire chapter of quizzes at once. But overall, I believe Khan Academy is a very good tool to assist in teachers' teaching methods when it comes to social studies.
Tool 5, podcast.
Alright, for our final tool in assisting teaching, we would like to cover podcasting. And we all agree that podcasting is a great way to impart knowledge, especially when it comes to social studies, which is a lot of understanding history and understanding social climate and stuff like that. So podcasting naturally serves as a great way to impart large amounts of history in a very concise, brief format. You have teachers have the ability to either create new podcasts, a teacher could record a 30-minute lecture, a tidbit or whatever for students to listen to, or 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. Or she can assign podcasts for students to listen to that other people create. For example, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, a podcast where the host, Dan Carlin, and a team of others does about doctorate level research into certain history topics, and then presents a 3.5-hour, monthly or bi-weekly podcast over it.
However, one of the bad aspects about a podcast is that not everyone will have access to the podcast. They might not have good internet to stream it. They might have limited internet. And some students just might not like the idea. I think it'd be good if it was used in a way Like, okay, they could add a project or add a podcast to listen to as maybe bonus homework, or to test the waters with it. Have the class be like, okay, if you guys like this, we'll keep it. If you don't, we'll move to something else.
One of the cons would be being able to hook it to your radio and listen to it on the way home from a long drive, or just listening to it while doing homework, along with being able to access it anywhere at any time.